This is week 105th of coming together on this homepage. Just coming home to our own bodies once a week. What we practice here is meeting ourselves, just checking in with ourselves, where we are, how we are feeling. And if there's something that we need to address or acknowledge, then we can do it here. But meeting where we are at, okay? Nothing to fix about things, nothing to change anything, just meeting ourselves. All right. Before we get into any conversation, let's first center ourselves. Let's bring ourselves here because mind continues to go into the future planning, worrying, and also repeating the past stories. Only thing that happens in the now is the breath. So let's come back to the breath. Okay. We are going to gently take breath. We're going to inhale with our nostril and we're going to exhale it with like blowing out a candle. Okay. Like, so I will guide you. I want you to make sure that this is the breath that you're following through this part. Okay. Let's get started. First, to start with, I want you to just look around your room. Take a moment to just see, notice where you are, how the lights and shadows are playing in this room. Just look at your room like you're looking at it for the first time. All right. And now, when you feel ready, you can close your eyes and just take a sense of where you're sitting. How's that feeling? Is your back supported? Are your hip well rested? Are your ankles supported? If there's any adjustment that you need to do right now, please do that. Get comfortable, get as comfortable as possible. Also, just noticing how much space we are occupying. What's our body weight feeling like? What's the environment of the room that you are in right now? Now, paying attention to every sound that we can hear beyond my voice. Pay attention to any other sound that you can hear right now. There are certain sounds which are constant, like an electrical buzzing, like a fan or something. And there are other sounds which are random. Identify the people sounds, anything from outside your house. And see if you can trace what is the sound that's coming from like really distant, real distance. It's there, it's far, but it's there. All right, and now we come back to our body, bringing full awareness, full attention to the bottom of our feet. Whatever your feet is sensing, pay attention to them. Any kind of tingling, any kind of warmth, any kind of sensation. Just noticing top of our feet, moving up to your ankles, moving up to the legs, the shin muscles, the calves, the knees, all the responsibility that we carry, the whole of body weight carrying by knees, gentle awareness to these parts, moving up to your thighs and onto hips. Just paying attention to your entire lower body. You're fully rested, fully present, don't have to move anything, don't have to change anything. Here, we gently take a deep breath in. Exhale with your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. Feel your lower body resting even a bit more. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale and relax. One more time. Surrendering to the gravity. We don't have to do anything. Everything is held perfectly. Your entire lower body fully rested, fully present here. Paying attention to your belly. Whatever you ate last, see if you can make a little sense of what's happening inside. All the vital organs around our stomach. Paying attention to our lower back, the tail of the spine, moving up, middle back, and the upper back. Also noticing our chest, how it's rising and dropping. Noticing the shoulders that are moving with it. See if you can slow down this breath and deepen this breath. Again, fully inflating your chest. So deep breath in and exhale with your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. As slow as possible. One more time. Deep breath in. And go. It's safe for us to come back to the body, to rest, to relax, to put all the baggage down. There's nothing to do right now, just being present in this body. One more deep breath in and let go. Noticing the space that you just created in the chest area. Shoulders even more relaxed now. Noticing your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrist, the back of your hand, all your fingers, both the thumbs, center of the palms, wrist, hands fully relaxed, fully present, nothing to do. Noticing if there is any tension still left in the shoulder or neck, just softly breathing into that and relax. Soften your jaw. Take your tongue and move it to one side of your cheeks like you're holding a laddu in your mouth. So hold it for as long as it's comfortable. Turn to the other side. Take the tip of the tongue and trace all your gums and your teeth with it. All right. Swallow your spit once and relax. Just notice how much more present you are in the body right now. Soften your eyes, soften the space between eyebrows. Relax your head, top of your head, back of your head. Notice the air pressure on your left ear and onto the right. Good. Top to bottom, fully present, fully centered. How lovely it is to come back home to this body, to be present for self. Gently sliding your hand over to your heart, one hand on your navel. Feel the warmth of your own hand. Feel how your chest is feeling. Listen to your heartbeat. Yeah, this is you. This is your life living through you. This body is our home, and we're just learning. Come back to it because it is safe for us to do so. It is safe for us to listen to our body, to nourish it, to take care of it, to love it as is. Gently sliding your hands and hug yourself. Soft exhales here, 3 soft exhales. When you feel ready, and kiss your left shoulder and your right, and say your name and whisper in your ear, welcome home. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. So nice to again be here with you guys. How are we feeling? Can we write one word? Are we feeling present, centered, calm, relaxed, anxious, uneasy, anything? All feelings are welcome. There is no prerequisite, there is no need for us to always be in a great space to show up. There is also no need for us to be sad to only be able to need a community. This space is more like a practice space for us so that we can practice being honest with ourselves, read into what our body is trying to tell us, so that rest of the time when life is happening, we are more aware and we are not like just letting life pass by. We are more aware because week after week, it gives you a little marker points of how we are feeling in our body. So right now, after this centering meditation, how are we feeling? One word in chat, everyone. So I get to know. And those who are also watching the recording, I think it's just nice practice to keep checking in on ourselves. Okay, what am I exactly feeling? And it's so nice that we we are living in a world where there's so much more vocabulary to our emotions because earlier we had no idea. I remember when we were small, when we were like younger, when we had no idea what feelings, emotions were, and then everything was just like good or bad. You're feeling good or you're feeling bad. You're not feeling good. We didn't even say bad. I think it was like a bad thing to say that we're feeling bad. We never acknowledged. So it was always about feeling great. And I don't know what is up. I don't know, I'm feeling just low. There was this that. There was never exploration earlier. And I think मैंने थोड़ा ज़्यादा भी explore कर लिया life में. But there's something amazing called emotion wheel. I don't know if you've come across this, but on internet you'll find it easily. And if you look at the emotion wheel, and we know those basic emotions everybody know of, like okay, we can be anger and sad and this and that and all of that, joy and all of that. But in that also there's so much of like small segments. For example, in anger, we could be angry, like really like raged and like, or we could be just like really annoyed and irritated, or it could be just like blood boiling anger and can't do anything about it. It can be any kind of anger. Similarly, for any other emotion as well, when you're sad, it can be different shades of sad. And nobody taught us these things. So, humne koi baat nahi, we are in our 30s, 40s, and whatever age we are learning today to just get to know what are we feeling inside. So, it's lovely that people are feeling home when you do this centering exercise. Now, as I speaking about emotion wheel, this gives us a lot more charge over, okay, what am I feeling? Um, and we also have to sometimes, and I think maybe it's that time in my practice right now in life where I'm learning into more not trusting the feelings always. Like feelings are, of course, these are like they are constant signals from our body to us that there is something that we need to pay attention to. But there are so many times that our body is constantly also just perceiving threat. It's not actually that bad. So we have to also retrain our system, which is why there is so much talk on What is happening with the network? Is my voice clear? Um, is everybody else also finding a little disconnect or something? Let me know. But what was I sharing? I was like, whatever we feel. Sorry, I think I lost my chain of thought at this point of time. Um, but please, somebody tell me about if the network is okay in this chat. Um, Continuing with this idea that it's our personal responsibility towards knowing what's happening inside and being present for ourselves. So something that I have been practicing for last, but now it's been fifth day in a row. I think it's going decently well. Uh, Something that I'm practicing is, that practice of doing nothing, like literally sit for a bit, sit in silence, and try not to engage with the thoughts, but thoughts are coming, watch them, let them go. And if sometimes I notice that my mind is going a lot, then I try to bring it back to breath. But I'm just practicing stillness. I'm practicing the act of doing nothing so that after that, from that space, from that silent space, I can figure out what the next phase is. Um, it's been interesting. Plus, I am also pairing it with movement. So sometimes I would do like a dynamic cardio kind of workout or shaking body, tapping the body, and then go into the silence because it allows so much more movement. So there are certain practices we have spoken about here that really help us. We both are very important. Movement is important and stillness is important. You know, they say mind, body benefits from movement, and mind benefits from stillness. Let it land. Body benefits from movement and mind benefits from stillness. So, what are the practices that we do, and what does movement mean for me? Some of us, for movement, would mean like a certain kind of workout that we do, that we go to yoga or walk or gym or cardio or strength training, whatever, you know. And the stillness would be probably I find a little pockets of room where pockets of time where I can sit in nature observing the flowers, or I can just notice the clouds for a moment, or just pay attention to how my plants at home are doing and if there are new leaves. Even that can sometimes bring stillness because we are constantly so much stimulated, right? There is so much information constantly coming to us. So having that agency, and especially because social media ने तो वैसे ही हमारा सारा attention ले रखा है, और जब जब social media पे कुछ ऐसा हो रहा होता है, कुछ बड़ी चीज हो रही होती है जिसके कारण जो हमसे डायरेक्टली नहीं भी रिलेटेड हो मगर हमें इम्पैक्ट कर रही है, मगर हमें उसको अफेक्ट हो रहा है उसका, तो आई थिंक देन इट बिकम्स इवन मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर अस to learn the difference, to have a separation, to have an idea of where this begins, where I end, right? So specifically today, I really want to know about you guys because I think today me and Kaval we were on call. I had back to back many calls today, but one of the calls that we both were discussing this only that we go on social media. The moment I go on Instagram and she said, "Do you want to post about the laddus and bliss ball?" I'm like, I don't know how to go and talk about laddus and bliss balls on social media right now, you know, because the voice that is right now, that is important, that's something to be said. There's already everybody and so many people saying things. There are so many people not saying things, but there's so much happening on ground, and it's all just very crazy. And it only also is reminding me of the time. You remember the last time? I think I remember the last time when I went to that protest was during the anti-CAA protest, because that time also we were all feeling कि कुछ करना है और गवर्नमेंट की हमें accountability चाहिए, वो चाहिए. And I remember going to Azad Maidan at that time, uh, and this is a couple of months before lockdown, back in 2019 or something. And I remember how that felt being on the ground, but of course it was a very like peaceful, silent protest. And I remember that I got out and I was feeling helpless. I didn't even carry any placard. And that time we were talking about a different issue, how there was a whole and it's just so crazy that in India, and probably in the world that happens. And I remember I wanted to still do something. And at that point of time, what I noticed was that there were people who were offering water to each other, which was so nice that there were people who brought like water and the bottles and all they were distributing. But then people didn't know where to throw them, so they were just throwing everywhere. And so what I did at my end was what I felt right was I started collecting those bottles that were thrown, and I found like one polythene, one carton, and so I started collecting it, and and I started like in that ways. And I remember coming back and I posted on Instagram, or somebody posted my picture on Twitter, doing this, and I shared this that I, we need to clean up after the mess that we have created, which also meant what political mess that we have also created. And I wrote at that time I had voted for the government then. And now I am questioning my own decision as well. And I also clearly remember how then the conversation went on Instagram that, the unfollows that comes and people like, how, why are you being political and this and that. All of this. Now, I didn't share anything as of today on this particular subject or passion or anything on my socials. But I am aware that even if it directly doesn't impact me as of today, but it impacts so many people around me. For that matter, my niece, who's now 16, who's actually in 11th class, is actually preparing for a preparation school, like for her post this thing. All of these decisions, all of this, the paper gets leaked, and all the struggle that all she goes through, all of this is for what? Sometimes when you start getting more closer, then you start feeling more interested about something. But even if I don't relate to how does it impact me and whether should I show up when it impacts me or not, what I still notice and what Kaval and I were talking about it, that the moment you see something on social media like that, it's just a lot. You're feeling helpless, but you also want to do something about it. You don't want to like right now look at this and get so overwhelmed, but you also cannot ignore it, right? So I just want to know how we all are feeling right now because for me, the one thing that came up was like then this again, this whole anxiety, no more than anxiety, this restlessness and this agony and this angst, this helplessness around government and this hopelessness that as millennials we have generally. We are cynical sometimes, but we are also a little complacent. We also don't like to go and like uh, जाने दो ना अपना क्या. We millennials have been like that. While I am noticing that now generation is different. Um, we there's a lot that has changed. So anybody would like to share anything if they are feeling, or is it or you guys are chill, like you guys are feeling not so this thing, and I'm just assuming that maybe other people are feeling, because I really wanted to go through an EFT flow. So if I have a feedback from you guys, then I can include that in the EFT script. So please, anybody would like to share anything, please go ahead. Or you can also write in the chat, that's also cool. Take a minute. I'm just going to meanwhile pull the script that I uh, looked up for the EFT script. Yeah. Okay. How are we feeling? Navnita, Manisha, Reva, Binu, Seji, how are we feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, if we have to see, are we feeling anger? Should we find out first what are we feeling? Are we feeling any kind of anger or irritated with the situation? 1 to 10 scale. Where are we? Okay. 9. Okay. In terms of hopeless, that this is never going to change, our country is going to be like that, and no matter how much protest is going to happen, but they're not going to resign, they're not going to change anything, and the system is going to be like that. How many people are believing in that narrative? 1 to 10 hopelessness.
Not really, Amrita. In fact, this particular thing, what is happening right now, being in academia, I think this is a rise of hope, actually. It is a ray of hope. Earlier I was started being hopeless
Mm,
in some sort of sense,
mm,
because the question is all about accountability,
mm, mm. True. True.
and whatever is happening right now, kudos to those kids. You
Yes.
know, they are so much brave,
Yeah.
and they
Me.
have collective consciousness as well.
Yeah. And I think it's amazing that you bring that up because I think this brings back the hope into the loop. Because if there's a hopelessness and if some of us are feeling higher that on scale, somebody else's faith
Mm.
and knowing that this can help, that brings the scale back for all of us. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else, any other particular emotion that we're feeling around any uncertainty here? Anybody would like to add anything? Then we'll go into an EFT flow. We all know what is EFT flow. EFT, everybody has done here with me or with anybody else. I know Binu likes EFT whenever we do that, so she's doing this.
But Amrita, I have a question to you
Yes.
because you are practicing, meditation, energy, medicine, and you also practice Ayurveda and many more. So my question is, sitting at home here, can we do anything through meditation? Whatever happening around us, is it possible?
Oh, what an amazing, amazing question because I think I kept asking myself that since last couple of days. What can I do? Because if that thought is true that um this whole butterfly effect, right? The concept of butterfly effect, which is like if a butterfly is flapping wings here, it causes tornado like somewhere on the other end of the universe. Anything that happens, it impacts something else in the universe. Since we are anything happens bigger, it's impacting us. So anything that happens inside us should also impact on outside. So what's this macrocosm and microcosm is in such a way that okay, whether if I go into the nitty-gritty of the question mark of like how much my positive thought, how much my attention, how much my prayer will contribute to that, quantifying is something that we cannot do as a human mind. But the collective power of consciousness could be this that people come together and when they pray, when they um, when they really come together with that hope, the torch of that, and then they put in, that is going to create an impact. So from where I am, and if I cannot be on the ground or if I cannot be in the policy change making room, then where can I be? I can only be a human to set a solid intention and put my all my prayers into it. This is something I personally deeply believe in, which is why I knew that today on the homepage, this is what I wanted. I actually contemplated doing an extra homepage call yesterday or day before because I think there was so much restlessness. But I couldn't get around it. And I was like, okay, you know what? This Thursday, I already have an opportunity. And that's when we will do prayer together. Now, this is something that I right now am still trying to figure out how to put across. If I say that, and this is probably my limitation right now, if I say that, hey, I want to put together a prayer circle for this, then would you guys also show up for this? This is I don't know as of yet. Hence, I was like, okay, well, let's go through an EFT because first, an EFT process allows us to acknowledge what is already happening, uh, address it, acknowledge it, intention setting, bring the ease, and then go to the prayer so that even our prayers feel solid. Otherwise, जैसे कि प्रेयर होती है जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे कहा सब ठीक हो जाएगा, एवरीथिंग चेंजेस, दिस टू शैल पास, ये चेंज होगा, इसके अंदर क्या चेंज होगा हमें नहीं पता. Things will move in for better, things will change for worse first and then get better. We don't know, we will watch out that. But prayers is something which have so much power. So just to exactly answer to your question, एक अरदास ही है हमारे पास, एक हमारे पास पावर वही है कि हम प्रे कर सकते हैं. और मेरी मम्मी कितना से इंटरेस्ट हो गया कैमरे के पास आके ऐसे एक्नॉलेज करके कि हाँ प्रेयर ही है. क्योंकि प्रेयर का सीन ऐसा ना, ये आपको पता है कि नहीं, मतलब बहुत साइंस साइंस ने भी ये वाले एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करे हुए हैं कि देयर आर पीपल हु कम एंड प्रे फॉर सर्टन पीपल. तो जब वो मतलब जो डॉक्टर्स और साइंटिस्ट लोग हैं कि जब उनके लिए प्रे किया जा रहा है, इवन स्ट्रेंजर्स जस्ट प्रेइंग फॉर देयर इलनेस, they had much more better results in their treatment. Even when somebody close to you, when they pray for you, you know how much that changes. हम लोगों ने अपनी लाइफ में एक्सपीरियंस किया हुआ है कि हमने हमारे लिए किसी लिए जेन्युइनली प्रे किया या हमने किसी के लिए प्रे किया है और वो सच हुआ है, वो सही हुआ है. अब ये मैं ना इसके रिलेटेड और इसमें ज्यादा क्वेश्चन मार्क में नहीं जाती हूँ कि हम किसको प्रे कर रहे हैं, कौन हमारा ये चेंज करने वाला है. बिकॉज देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अ गॉड जैसे हमने बचपन में सोचा था कि बचपन में एक भगवान जी जो ऊपर से हिसाब किताब कर रहे हैं, हमें सब अच्छा करना है, हमें सब कुछ नहीं है। हमारा ये इट्स अ डिफरेंट, कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट वे, बट यस देयर इज समथिंग बिगर देन अस, something which is higher than us, which we can surrender to. We can say, I know nothing. I don't have any idea about it. I don't have any control over whatever is happening. But what can I do? Can you guide me toward that? And can I put my intention, my collective thoughts in a positive, affirming way towards the best result output, which is what the prayer is. And there is a scientific way to do prayer as well, you know. So I would like to get into the EFT. Let's experience that and then we can discuss this prayer. Does that make sense?
एब्सोल्युटली एंड थैंक यू सो मच।
Yeah.
आपने इतने अच्छे से समझाया मुझे। इसके पहले एक्चुअली मुझे थोड़ा हेल्पलेस लग रहा था कि क्या कर रही हूँ मैं, यू नो। बट थैंक यू सो मच। आपने जो कहा कि अगर मैक्रोकॉज्म में जो हो रहा हमें इफेक्ट कर सकता है, तो हमारा भी इफेक्ट डेफिनेटली उस तरफ होता है।
Yeah.
एंड थैंक यू सो 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 मच ये पूरा बात समझाने के लिए।
I'm going to divide this into two parts recording, so give me a second.